Round 3 was a bit of a disappointing round, to say the least. We saw some smashings, we saw some poorly skilled games, but we saw some thrillers on the Sunday as well. But let's hope, fingers crossed, that round 4 provides some more exciting and, let's just say, highly skilled games, because the skills was below par in this one. And we'll touch on Tristan Cherry. His suspension's also been confirmed at the tribunal. All that and more on the preview, so let's get straight into it right now. Let's go. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining you as always is your host Tricky, or some of you might more commonly know me as Trent Dialton. And yes, this is the preview for round 4. We do this every week. Obviously our main ep, if you haven't already seen it, where we review the previous round, round 3. Make sure to go ahead and watch that after this one or listen to it. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on. But if you are an audio listener, we value the audio listeners too. Obviously we always prioritize probably the YouTube more, but audio listeners as well. You're listening via Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Hit that follow button, turn the notification bell on, and hit the leave a 5-star review, 5-star rating on the reviews if you are enjoying this show. As we start getting a bit more, couple games now into the season. And also, guys, make sure to be following all our socials, Instagram and TikTok, @theguts_ for all behind the scenes content, clips from the show, and all extra stuff. Sometimes me just talking absolute waffle about footy, which if you're watching this, I'm sure you love like I do. So make sure you're following along for those ones as well. But before we touch on anything, Tristan Cherry at the tribunal sat his case last night. Pretty much said he was being called all names under the sun. He was being called a weak C, or an all type of names, and he wanted to show them that he was bleeding. And he just had a blank. Like, he admits it, he owns it. I don't think there's anything else he could have done. And I don't know what you guys, put a poll up. Is that poll still active? I'm going to go have a look if the poll is active on the Up the Guts. So if you are following our social Up the Guts _ on Instagram, as I mentioned before, I did put a poll up saying, so 3 weeks, I think it's pretty fair. Let's see, is the poll still active? Okay, so in the poll I put fair. And for some reason, you can't see who votes on it anymore in this new in the new Instagram. For some reason, you can only see the percentage, so you can't see how many people have voted, blah, blah, blah. But I said fair, 3 weeks. 46% of you guys said yes, 54% said no. So I think that's pretty even. I've heard some people say 6+ weeks. I myself, I'm happy with 3. Let me know in the comments what you guys, if you guys are happy with 3. If not, how much more would have you gone? But yes, as I was saying, this is the preview episode, and if you're new around here, or if you're a regular, you'd know that we run our own tipping competition as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run go over the ladder as we just pull up. Sorry guys, I'm actually wearing a Band-Aid right now because I cut a fingernail off. So, and I'm trying to type, and my Band-Aid's not helping me when I'm trying to type. So let me just do it with this hand. So I'm going to run over the ladder, go over the top 10, and then we'll get into tipping, and I'll tip along with you guys as I do it, and then click submit so I don't forget. There has been, I believe there was only 1 week where I did it last year and I forgot to do it, and that just means you get the away teams, which sometimes is okay, but it's not ideal. But competitions, as we have a look here. Right. In the Up the Guts tipping competition, first place, Fig Jam stays there in first place on 21. With 71 aggregate, not 11 in ahead of Big Hungry in second place. Third place on third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh are all on 20. So third place is myself. Fourth place, former co-host of the show, Will Diss. Della, last year's winner, is in 5th place. Zach is in 6th place. And Hodgie is in 7th place. And around out the top 10, we have got Corey in 8th, my younger brother. My dad's gone down to 9th. And Connor, former co-host of the show, also sits in 10th spot. So that is the top 10 in the Up the Guts competition at the moment. Obviously, the top 2 are on 21, Fig Jam and Big Hungry. I still need to get on the emails. I've got to find out which one Fig Jam is. But that is the top 10 as we speak. Now let's get into previewing all the games, starting off with Thursday night between the Pies and the Lions. Let's go. Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. at the Gabba. The Lions host the Pies. Now the Lions got their first win on the weekend for the season as they look to try and go for their three-peat. They're currently sitting 13th. Obviously, lost the first 2 games, so 2 losses, and Collingwood went win, loss, win, so they currently sit 7th. But we know Brisbane Lions at home are always going to be a hard team to cover against, and we know, obviously, the reigning premiers, but we know Andrews and McCluggage aren't far off rejoining this side. So that's always going to be a tough one there. And obviously Collingwood will be without Darcy Moore and Scott Pennebrink. Both weren't expected to, the plan was not to play him with a 6-day break already, but with Pennebrink the Achilles tightness, and then Darcy Moore with something inflammatory behind the knee and hamstring, 3 to 4 weeks he's off. So that is not ideal. Good news is, fingers crossed, Jeremy Howe went through unscathed, but 79% on the ESPN Footy Tips app have gone in favour of the home side of the Lions, and it's I'm not going to write that off at all. In 21% the Pies. I'd love to stay my Pies, but I'm in here for the competition. I'm in here to win money. I'm going to tip with my head and go the Brisbane Lions, and I think they could win by, I'm going to go 22 points. Is going to be the margin for Thursday night. It hurts to say, but I'm backing in the reigning 2-time premiers, back-to-back premiers, the Brisbane Lions, by 22 points at home against the Magpies Thursday night. All right, Good Friday. We're hit with a doubleheader being the public holiday in the traditional Good Friday game. It is North Melbourne v Carlton. Now, this is a great opportunity for North Melbourne to go 3-1, in my opinion. They currently sit 6th. They've got a 2-1 record. Carlton are 16th with a 1 win and 2 losses, and they looked awful. They just don't turn up in second halves at the moment. And I think if they're not careful and let North Melbourne's midfield and half-backs get on top, and if they let Larky get off the leash, this could be a real danger game where Carlton go 1-3. This is a game that realistically, if they are serious, they should be winning and should be winning quite comfortably. But I'm telling you what, I'm liking the look of the Kangaroos right now, and I think I'm going to go with the Kangaroos in this one. And one player I do like, I think I've mentioned him before, is, why is his name slipping me now? God. The new player, why is his name slipping me? As soon as I see the name, I'm going to be like, yep, that's it. Cooper Trembuff is the one I'm talking about. Really like Cooper Trembuff. Looks like an honest player, 20 years old. Was missed out on his draft year and then was picked up mid-season, I believe, and hasn't missed a beat since coming to this side, really. Multiple goals in every game except the week before. He looks like a real good player and really helps the look of Nick Larkey down there, Cam Zerha, Paul Curtis, and William Dersma. Not William Dersma, wrong brother. Zane Dersma had a really good game last week with 3 goals in the first half. Was that a coming of age type of first half or something? Was that not a coming of age, but was that a little glimpse into what we can see from Dersma this season? Because there's no doubt so far he has been underwhelming. And as a pick, I want to say he was a pick 4 or pick 5, if we just get that up now. Zane Dersma. Yeah, the number 4 pick in the 2023 draft. So he's in his 3rd season. But if we can get that, the way he was flying for balls and taking it at his highest points was really good. That's the promise that he showed when he was drafted. That was all in his draft profile. So if he can come in, he's another one that could be really damaging in that forward line, which I already do rate. I really love their midfield, and I'm loving Luke Parker behind that ball as that kind of general, uses the ball really well and gets plenty of it too. So I'm going to be going the Kangaroos in the Good Friday game. Then at 7:15 p.m. at the Adelaide Oval, this might actually be a really good game. We've got the Crows v. the Dockers. Now, the Crows are currently 1-2, sitting 12th on the ladder, while the Dockers are 2-1, winning 2 in a row, and they currently sit 3rd on the ladder. I'm wondering, does this Adelaide Oval factor play a difference? It'll be interesting to see Jordan Dawson. I'm going to search it up as we talk right now, but I haven't necessarily seen anything about So I'm just going to search Jordan Dawson injury, see if it comes out. Oh, Captain Jordan expected to return for round. So he's expected to return. Does that mean Josh Shelley doesn't get as much midfield time? But I think it's his performance last week is too hard to knock back. Him not playing more midfield time, and I think it adds a different type of look through that midfield. He was really, really good. Obviously, Isaac Rankin was held without Jordan Dawson. He was looked at, and rightfully so, identified as that one who could really spark. So Geelong shut him out straight away. It'll be interesting to see. I think Dockers will go head to head because they've already got Sarong in there. They got Brayshaw in there. Shea Bolton, without Hayden Young, spending a lot of time in there, and he's in absolute ripping form these last two games, not only getting plenty of the ball, but hitting the scoreboard. Murphy Reed's playing that half-forward role, but then pushing up to play as a fifth midfielder, and is really having a massive impact. And then in the ruck, it's going to be obviously Luke Jackson and McAndrew going at it, and with a bit of Sean Darcy. Oh, Adelaide Oval. I'm still going to back the Dockers, I think, and that's... Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and go with the Dockers in this one. I'm not confident being in Adelaide Oval, but got to take risks sometimes. As Craig McRae says, I'm a risk taker. We've got to take risks in order to find out. So let's go. Let's lock in the Dockers. Just the two games on Saturday, and we have to wait all the way till 4:15 p.m. And it is the Tigers hosting the Port Adelaide at the MCG. Now, Richmond are currently, on bottom of the ladder with losing all three games so far. Port Adelaide with just the one win in 11th. And do not write off Richmond winning this game. I'm saying it right now, do not write it off. I am going to be going Port Adelaide purely just because I think Zach Butters, after losing to the West Coast, will be driving that West Coast, that Port Adelaide team after their loss to the West Coast had a really good battle with Harley Reid for there. And I think he's that competitive real person. He'll be like, do not let this happen again. So I am going to be going Port Adelaide, but do not write off Richmond winning this one. I just think without the lack of a ruckman, with Tony Nankervis, I think Jordan Sweet can get well on top in the ruck now. In this one, I think Dante Visitini's playing a bit too, so I think they can get well on top of it, and that's when they'll dominate, giving the first use to Zach Butters. Jackson Horn-Francis looks like he's playing a bit more mid-time now, and Will and Drew as well. So, going to be going with the Power at the MCG to win their second game for the season. Then Saturday night, we head out to Optus Stadium for the West Coast Eagles v the Sydney Swans. Now, the West Coast Eagles have won their last two games and are currently sitting 9th on the ladder, and they're playing some really, really exciting footy. But they're coming up against the Sydney Swans, who will be disappointed with the loss they did just before the bye. Started the season really well until that loss and currently sit 4th on the ladder. Can the West Coast Eagles start making the Optus Stadium a bit of a fortress? I don't think it's time yet. I think Sydney Swans will be far too good. Isaac Heaney will be back in there. I'd imagine. Let me just search it up. Is Isaac Heaney ready, or is he one more week off? Isaac Heaney injury. If we just search it up right now, obviously, because when we're recording this, it's Tuesday evening, so teams aren't out as such. So injury update round 4. Here we go. Sydney Swans. Where are we? Isaac Heaney fully trained over the weekend and he's recovering from a hamstring. He's expected to return to play this weekend against West Coast Eagles. So he's got to pass a test, but Isaac Heaney will be back in. That's a big get. I'm going to love seeing Isaac Heaney go head-to-head with Harley Reid, who's gone leaps and bounds, come back fit in this one and living up to the hype. Obviously, he did it in patches, but now he's doing it more consistently. And has a tank now, can run out a full game in the midfield. But I am going to be going the Swans, really high on the Swans this year. Hopefully Charlie Curnow can finally get some cohesion down in that forward line and kick a bag. Again, the two games on Sunday. So we start off the MCG at 3:15 p.m. and it's the Demons v the Suns. So Demons currently sit 8th on the ladder with 2 wins and 1 loss. Gold Coast Suns, fresh off the bye, are sitting on top of the ladder and are currently undefeated, and I don't think they're any chance of dropping this game either. The Demons have shown a little bit so far, shown their willingness to take the game on, play fast, which we haven't seen from the Demons for a while. Get it into their hands. Cale Windsor's moving it through there. Jack Steele played a pivotal role last week with the 15 tackles through there. Cozzy Pickett was unreal, but always question is, how often are we going to get that Cozzy Pickett a season? That's the big question on Cozzy, but I just think Gold Coast Suns will be too strong. How many is Ben King going to kick? I'm trying to think. Who will he get? He'll probably get Petty or McDonald. I can pencil King in for 4+. And then, obviously, through the midfield, Miller, Anderson, Rao wouldn't be back yet. And Petrarch is out. So is Humphrey, I think Humphrey's still 1 week off. If we look that up, Bailey Humphrey suspension. Yeah, so he's still he's 2 matches, so he won't be back here for 2 more weeks because they had the bye. Right. Yeah, but I still think they'll be far on top of that one. So I'm going to be going the Gold Coast Suns in that one. Then Sunday night, we head out to Marvel Stadium for the Western Bulldogs v Essendon. Western Bulldogs, another undefeated team so far, sitting second on the ladder. Essendon yet to win a game, sitting 17th on the ladder. And hot news, breaking news, fresh off Twitter via Mitch Cleary. Nate Caddy has been ruled out through concussion for this game. If we pull up the tweet, showed symptoms post-game, and it currently has entered the protocols. Now, he's one of the ones who has been quite impressive, showing he really cares, and he's trying down there, kicked 4 the other week. So that's disappointing for Nate Caddy, but I think this could be an absolute demolition. I reckon Bulldogs could win this 80 to 100 plus. Pencil, Norton and Darcy will combine for 10 plus at least. Bot will have 30 and 2. I think this could be an absolute demolition from the Western Bulldogs. So lock them in without question. The Bulldogs win this and go 4 straight. And to round out the round, obviously with the buys are the Giants and the Saints. But to round out the round, it's the traditional Easter Monday clash. And no matter where any of these 2 teams sit on the ladder, it's always a good game. Lucky for us, both teams are coming off wins. So it's the Hawks v Geelong. Sorry, I'm moving the mic around. And the Hawks are currently 5th with 2-1 record, while the Geelong Cats are 2-1 as well, but currently sit 10th. Now, interesting game, this one. It's going to be a battle of the run and carry, I believe, because we know the Cats love to run and carry through Max Holmes and Bailey Smith, and then Grime Myers spending a bit more time higher through the midfield, half forward, Sean Manor. But that's exactly the way that the Hawks love to play too. If they can pencil Josh Waddle down the back line, Carl Amon at halfback delivering the ball, then they get in the ball in their hands of their runners, into the runners of Connor McDonald. Jai Newcomb gets in, but then gets on the outside as well. Gets in the hands of Dylan Moore. Nick Watson when he goes through there. Jack Ginnivan when he gets high up the ground. Such a clever footballer. And I think this might be a bit too much for the Cats. It's a tough call, but I'm going to be going with the Hawks, and I think where they need to do, they just need to try and run the Cats off their legs. That's where I think they can get well on top, get it deep into their forward line, because who's stopping Jack Gunston with the form that he's in now? But I think if they can run them off their legs, half forwards, keep pushing up high, and then getting back as quick as they can. Both teams do it really well, but I think it's Hawthorn who are overtaking the Cats right now. I might be wrong. I might be writing the Cats off. I might be, but I've got to go with someone, and I'm going to be going the Hawks in a thriller. If we just load the app back up as it is closed to me, hit that, Hawks, and I've clicked submit. My tips are in. So just to go over this one, guys. Thursday night, going the Lions by 22 points. North Melbourne on Friday night over the Blues. I'm going with the Dockers over Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. Bit iffy on that one. Saturday, I'm going Port Adelaide over Richmond at the G. Then Saturday night, going the Swans over the Eagles at Optus Stadium. Sunday afternoon, going the Suns over Melbourne at the G. Sunday night, going the Dogs over Essendon at Marvel. And then the traditional Easter Monday game, I'm going the Hawks over the Cats at the MCG. Well, that's going to wrap up today's preview, guys, for round 4. Thank you, guys, for watching and listening along. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video, and comment below what you think I got right, what you got wrong, and what you're all looking forward to for this round. Any predictions that you've got, stuff to look out for, leave it in the comments below. So thank you, guys, for watching. Like and comment. Hit that subscribe button as we race towards 400 subscribers, and turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. If you're listening to this via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Hit that follow button. Turn notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. Shares off to a mate who's a diehard footy fan like I am. And please, guys, remember to leave a 5-star rating on the shows, as that does help push the show to their new listeners. And make sure you're following all our socials, Up the Guts and TikTok, _, for all the clips and behind-the-scenes action, and to watch me just waffle about football. As if you're watching this, I'm sure you love doing as well. But thank you, guys, for watching and listening along. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.